Hi, my name is John Hofstetter, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about Jean Piaget as a reflection from an elementary educator. We're going to take a brief look at his theory of cognitive development. This is for my foundational research class 6302 for Dr. Greg Garcia. Just a little bit of background information about me before we begin. Again, my name is John Hofstetter, and I currently teach first grade for Boardman Local Schools in Youngstown, Ohio. While I'm going through the process of my master's program here at UTRGV, I'm also in the process of completing my resident educator program here for the state of Ohio. This will allow me to get my continuing teaching license here in the state. It's part of the state requirements for elementary teachers. In the past fall module, I have recently completed my Google certification, which has served me well as I am a member of my school's technology team. So it's very important for me to be informed and up to date on Google Workspace products and how I can better assist teachers in utilizing those products. For my reflective essay, I chose to take a deep dive into Jean Piaget. He is a very popular and famous educational theorist. He was originally born in 1896, and he's most known for his theory of cognitive development, which we're going to talk a little bit more in the next slide. This work was originally published in 1936, and one of its main focuses was on how knowledge grows from birth all the way up through adulthood. And one of Piaget's main focuses was active knowledge acquisition. He felt that kids and adolescents are not just waiting to be taught, but they are actively soaking up knowledge and learning as they go throughout their environments. Piaget is most known for his theory of cognitive development. He originally based this study on his curiosity of children's logic when giving wrong answers. What was the reason that they decided to give that answer? And through this, he developed this theory. He felt that cognitive development begins at birth and actually continues well into adulthood. He split this process up into four main stages. The sensory motor stage, beginning at birth and lasting until about 2 years old. The pre-operational stage, going from ages 2 to 7. The concrete operational stage, going from ages 7 to 11. And then the formal operational stage, going from 11 into adolescence and even into adulthood. You can take a deeper dive and read more about these stages within my reflective research paper. So I decided to focus on Piaget because I feel his theory of cognitive development really connects to me and what I'm doing as an educator in first grade. So at this point in the process, my students are moving from the pre-operational stage into the concrete operational stage. This means that they're undergoing a lot of big changes in how they view the world and how they process information. One of the main things that I try to help my students move through is the egocentric view of the world. This means that at the pre-operational stage, students believe that their way of thinking or their answer or their opinion is really the only opinion or answer that exists, which we know that is not the case. So one of the things that we have to practice is understanding that others can have different opinions than our own. How can we be empathetic towards others? And how can we understand and reason with people that have different perspectives than our own? So this is a really big stage because we can see how this will translate to students as they continue through that cognitive process into middle school and high school and even in adulthood, how they will need to work and interact with people that might have different opinions or perspectives than their own. Another big part of this phase is understanding how they can think more logically and approach problem solving in a logical way, which is a big thing that they're going to move into as they get into higher education in middle school and high school and potentially even college. For more on how this connects to me as an educator, please take a look at my reflective essay. In conclusion, I think it's very important to note that Piaget's work has really stood the test of time as we are getting closer and closer to approaching nearly 100 years of his theory of cognitive development. I think it's easy to see why he is a huge pillar in educational theory, And many other popular theorists have looked back to Piaget and his work as they build their own different theories in education, with many of them citing Piaget as a big source or an influence upon their own work. And with that, I think it's important that we should continue to reflect upon Piaget's theory of cognitive development and his reasoning for how children process new information and undergo an active learning process as we continue to progress and grow with education into the future. Thank you, and I appreciate you for listening.